All right, we're rolling there on YouTube. Let's go on everything else. Yo, what is up? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Hope you guys and girls are enjoying yourself today. All right, we are at a beautiful Tuesday, and I'm pretty hungry. Got 3 meals left. We're kind of behind on meals, but that's another topic for another day. Today, as you read by the title, we're going to be talking about food, or more or less preparation for food. And if you are somebody that doesn't really cook often and your mom usually cooks or your partner usually cooks, this is the episode for you. All right. I'm going to sort of show you how you can still get fitness results, whether it's you want to put on some muscle, whether it's you want to burn some fat, even if you aren't the ones cooking the meals at home. Okay. So this one is for you if you don't cook your meals at home or you're not the one that's cooking at home. All right. If your wife cooks, if your mom cooks, if your dad cooks, whatever it is, you're not the one cooking and you just sort of eat whatever's at home. So this is the episode for you. I want to let you know, guys and girls, as usual, you are more than welcome to drop questions and comments as we go along the podcast episode. But at the end, I'll try my very best to answer as many questions as possible. All right. So if you're typing stuff and you're answering stuff, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just going along with the podcast so that the people listening to it on Apple Podcast and Spotify get a good soundbite and that, I'm not interrupting what I actually have to talk about. Yo, Tyson, what's good? What's happening, man? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Natural Nomad Tyson in the house. You know what time it is, brah. Quan, we're not going to talk about NBA today, but I don't have one. When I was a kid, it was Steve Nash. I don't know why. That was my favorite NBA player. I don't know. I don't watch basketball nowadays. But anyway, we'll be diving into today's podcast episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your returning champion, IFBB PRO coming at you with another topic. And today, we'll be talking about how to make sure you can still get results in your fitness journey if you aren't the one cooking the food. This is the episode for the people that don't really cook their food. Their mom cooks it, their wife cooks it, their husband cooks it, someone else other than them cooks the food, and they come home from work or wherever they're coming from, school, wherever it may be, and then you just eat the food. Today, we're sort of going to be breaking down how to actually figure out a way to get your body to either put on muscle or lose fat or do both, depending on what your goal is, obviously, without being the one that is cooking the food. So basically, learning how to make mom's food, dad's food, whoever's cooking's food fit into what you need to, consume in order to get progress out of your fitness journey. Okay, so that's what we will be talking about today. Again, if you know somebody that might need to hear about this information, please send it out to them. Don't be a hog, don't be selfish, and keep this information for yourself. Get super shredded or lose a bunch of fat. And then when they ask you, where'd you learn this? How'd you do that? You don't tell them because you don't like giving out secrets. Don't be the person that doesn't tell people where you get those clothes. All right. So let's get on into this one. Let's dive in. All right. So this one is mainly for the dudes or the dudettes that do not cook their own meals. Like laundry, cleaning, cooking. It's an essential skill. Everyone needs those skills, right? And if you don't have those skills, you pretty much won't be able to live alone, right? And there's no reason why you shouldn't know how to cook once you're old enough to touch a stove. That's one thing that I'll say. I do understand, people are busy, people work, and you may not have the time to cook. At least that's what you tell yourself. You don't have the time, or at least you don't prepare to have the time to cook for yourself. It's still something that you need to do, okay? But even if you do know how to cook, you may not always have the time to. That's just something that I have to lay down. If you're a busy, hardworking man, you work 16 hours a day. All right. My dad did that when I was growing up, 16 hours a day. And there's just no possible way you can cook. You probably have a partner. You probably have someone at home that's helping you, right? So your wife, your partner, family member, whoever it is, helps out and basically fills in for most of, if not all of the time when it comes to cooking, because you just do not have the fucking time, which is okay. And that's mainly how families operate. I'm not even gonna lie. Every family's got the one person who does the most cooking, cleaning, and whatever it is. And then the other person who does the most handiwork and whatever it is, right? We can agree on that. All right. And while there's nothing wrong with that, it can also make your fitness journey a little bit more challenging if you don't take more responsibility where you can. All right. So let's break it down here. I've noticed so many people tell me that, they only eat what their mom, wife, or family member is cooking, their partner. Okay. And that sort of kind of like absolves them of the responsibility of what they eat, of the food that's on their plate. Can we agree? Right? If you just sort of say, Yeah, I would get more in shape if I could just eat a little bit cleaner, but my wife cooks this, my husband cooks that, or this is the only food that I eat and it's just on the table at home and this is what I'm dealing with, right? And you sort of like push off the responsibility of eating better because again, it's more convenient to just eat at home and have someone else cook for you, right? But this person that's cooking for you isn't cooking for your fitness goals. They're just cooking in general. They're cooking to feed the family, cooking for themselves, and all that, which is fine. It's okay. Not everyone is going to be trying to, change their body at home. All right. But just because someone else is helping you out and cooking your meals for you doesn't mean that you have to lose the responsibility that you need that responsibility. You can't lose it. The same responsibility that you need in order to get your body in shape or at least to maintain control of how your body operates. Okay. Just because your wife or your mom or whoever it is cooks your meals doesn't mean you can't eat better. Okay. You don't get to absolve yourself of accountability just because someone else is helping you. Okay. I'm not saying you shouldn't eat home cooked meals. That would be asinine. I'd encourage you to eat, home cooked meals 80% of the time. What I am saying is just because someone cooks your food doesn't mean you can't measure the portion that you need to eat to stay aligned with your fat loss journey. I'm going to repeat that again. Just because someone cooks your food doesn't mean you can't measure and portion what you eat in order to stay aligned in your fat loss journey. Does that make sense? That means if your wife is cooking, whoever it is, your mom, and you want to eat, but you also know that you have a specific amount of macronutrients to adhere to, protein, carbs, or fats, or you have a specific amount of calories to adhere to, right? You're on a calorie deficit. Then it's still your responsibility to make sure that you hit those numbers or at least come as close as you possibly can. And how do you do that when you don't even know the macros of what was cooked? Easy. You track it. You may not have cooked it, but you can still track it. If you're eating a rice and chicken dish, try your best to track it. Yes, it won't be 100% accurate. They may have put oils in there that you don't know about. They may have, used dressings and high calorie other things that you don't know about that are inside the food that's cooked. But that's okay because if you are at least doing the due diligence and the bare minimum, which is tracking what you can have a rough estimate as to how much you should be eating, regardless of who cooked the meal. Like, let's take it into account when it comes to the restaurant. When you go out to the restaurant, at least I assume you guys and girls should be doing this if you've been following the Meathead on the Mic podcast and you're here with us on the 126th episode. You should know this. When you go to the restaurant and you're requesting a healthier option, you ask for them to make it healthier and you ask for specific things, right? So it's the same thing at home. If your wife knows or your partner knows, your mom knows that you're in a fitness journey, just make a small request. Hey, let's use less oil. Let's not use oil. Let's do this. Let's do that. Just so that it's a little bit easier for you to track so that you can measure the food on a food scale and consume it and still enjoy it while also adhering to your fitness journey. It's not as hard as you might think it is. It's really not. It just takes that one extra step. And no, she's not going to be perfect. He's not going to be perfect. Whoever's cooking that meal is not going to be perfect. They're not fucking Gordon Ramsay. All right. And even if they are, right, they don't know what exactly you need for your body when it comes to macronutrients, when it comes to calories, so on and so forth. They don't know. Right. And it's not almost not the responsibility. Like, it's actually not the responsibility. It's yours. And you can't absolve yourself of that just because it's more convenient for you to, not cook for yourself. You can still make requests, which I would, as if you would, if you were to go to a restaurant and eat the healthier option. Okay. You can, if they're helping you to cook, whoever it is, they can definitely help you to lose weight. It's not a one-way thing. No, nothing has to be chicken and asparagus for everything, right? That's just the worst because if you have kids, that just won't work, right? But on a flip side, if you do have someone that does help you cook, and not only are they willing to cook for the family, but they're also willing to set aside a separate dish for you, you are lucky. You just make your request and make sure that everything adds up, macros and calorie wise, and you're in the green. All right. From now on, I don't want to hear anybody complaining about the fact that, oh, my wife made this, so I got to eat that. And well, now there is nothing that I could really do to, change the macros and the calories of this. I'm just going to eat it the way it is. And I'm going to get the results or lose the results based off of that. Don't absolve yourself of the accountability. That's a lazy man or a lazy woman's mindset. Make the request, take the initiative, Ask for better options that are more suitable for your goals to keep you aligned to burn fat, to keep you aligned to build muscle, or even both at the same time, depending on where you're coming from. Okay. It just takes a little bit of communication. And if you can communicate that effectively, not only will you have the convenience of having someone help you cook, which is fucking amazing, but you will also get the benefit of getting closer to your dream body every single meal. All right? You've got to get used to the habit of asking and communicating and also using a food scale whenever whoever cooks for you at home. So you can always stay on track. And also, it'll help you get I would say, a feel for what the seasonings and basically the way you can prepare a meal, enjoy that meal, and still have it adhere to your protocol, right? Typically, what I do is use what dry herb seasonings. That's what it was. Hold on, Joseph. Somebody here says, I think my dad saw you at a gym when you were like 11 with your friend. He was cool with your mom. LOL. Joseph, stay in the chat. We got to talk. This is unless you're trolling me, that would be something else. But guys and girls, that's it. That's all. You can still eat the food that you love and lose your weight. Again, especially if it's cooked at home, your mom cooks it, your partner cooks it, whoever cooks it. All right. Just because someone else is cooking doesn't mean that you can't eat right. All right. Make your request, measure your food, and everyone's happy. That's it. That's all. If you like this episode straight out with a friend, I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB PRO Maputale signing out. Boom. All right, that's a quick little 10-minute podcast episode, and I hope that helps somebody that gets food cooked at home for them. Joseph, talk to me. What is that about? You saw me when I was 11. I think my dad saw you at a gym when you were like 11 with your friend. How would he remember? Chat up. Oh, your dad saw me. Which gym was this and where was this? Where do you live? You don't have to like give me your address, but like your country, your city even. Because I don't know if you got the right guy here, But that's funny because I started. Oh, you're from Canada then. We're both from Canada. What's your dad's name? And if it was when I was 11, then if it was when I was 11, then it had to have been like a YMCA, I think. It would have had to have been. All right. Darnell, Mount Rogers, good. Dennis Grund would be his last name. Was it a YMCA? It would have had to have been a YMCA at 11, right? When I was 11, I think it was YMCA that I was going to. And it honestly, shoot me a DM. That's actually so fucking funny. That's interesting. If it's true, I think it's interesting. Darren, what's good? Mike, what's up? I don't know. He just told me. Oh shit. So like he recognized? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. You know what I'm gonna do, bro? I'm gonna give you a follow. Yeah, YMCA most likely. I'm gonna give you a follow. We're gonna chat. That's so fucking funny. If that is true, you and I are gonna link up and we're gonna get a lift in, just like for fuck's sake, because that's funny. That is crazy. I owe you a lift if that's a true story. Oh man, cashed out. Hey, yo, you know what's happening, bro? Thanks for tuning in, fam. I appreciate you. Bet. All right, I'm gonna holla at you. All right, guys and girls, that is it. That is all for today. Of course, we're gonna catch up in the week. You know what time it is. Thank you for tuning into the Meathead on the Mic podcast, episode 126. Peace, love, protein, and push-ups, motherfuckers. IFBB Pro Maputale signing out. Boom.